What's up, guys? This is Logan at Vaporleaf here today with the Evod Pro V2 from Kangertech. It's a simple little stick battery device that's capable of doing sub-ohm, so higher vapor production stuff, and still really simple to use. So why don't we just get straight into it and dive down and I can show you the nitty-gritty. And since I can't really use this yet for the transition, since it's not set up, I'll just use this guy. Alright, so here we are up close and personal with the Evod Pro V2. Simple little box, you know, nothing special. We got the parts list on there, a couple little warnings, matrix codes, some Chinese, you know, that sort of thing. Just pulls right out of the side like that, and inside we've got the user manual, a warranty card, and whatever that is. Oh, be careful, I don't know what that's about. And then we get a micro USB cable, a 1 ohm coil, a 0.5 ohm coil, an extra piece of glass, some O-rings, and of course the device itself. So let's pull this out of here if we can figure out how to do that. And well, this is it. This guy is a really up to about 30 watt battery, a 2500 milliamp hour battery as well. So you can get some really good life out of it, as well as some really good vapor production. The tank is actually built onto the device. There is a little bit of a seam there, if you can see that. As I said, we are totally out of focus, so it should be really easy to see. And obviously placing my hands there helped a whole lot. So, yeah, you've got a little bit of a seam there, but that's really just the top of the battery, and then the glass just kind of slides straight down onto that. Here we've got our adjustable airflow. Just kind of slides like that, and you've got a little notch in there to stop it on either side. We do have a removable mouthpiece, and that is just a 510, so you can use whatever you want in there, as long as you can see it. There we go. And then we can just unscrew the top here. Just the very top comes off like so, and then you've got your tank right there. So that tank is basically just a little cup for your juice. And then the coil is going to screw onto the bottom here. So let's grab this 0.5 ohm here, and I can show you how that fits on there. And actually, first things first, again, if we can get that in focus, we've got the airflow coming around the side of the coil, if you can see those kind of little notches on the side of it there, and then a little silicone ring to seal up in the top, and then that's where your airflow comes out, and that's where your coil is as well. So you can just screw that onto the top as such. You want to be able to get it nice and smooth, and pretty good seam there. If it's too loose, then you'll get like connection issues, leaking issues, that sort of stuff. It's possible to over-tighten it, but you won't really have to deal with that unless you are the Hulk. So, I'm going to go ahead and pull this coil back off, and then prime it up. Today I've got the Vapor's Dozen Apple Pie from Vaporleaf, one of my current favorites, especially for the season. It's a nice gloomy day today, so I could use something a little bit on the warmer side. So, to prime this guy up, we're just going to put a few drops straight down the middle of the coil, like so. Let that soak in a little bit. And then as soon as that starts to soak in, we can put a little bit on the outside as well. Now when you're priming this, you really don't want to go crazy, because with top airflow coils like this, it's really hard to get excess juice out of the coil, where normally you would just be able to blow through it. This one, you might have to go in there with like a tissue or a Q-tip, something like that, and that can, you know, get some weird stuff on your coil and cause all kinds of problems, really. But now we've got those wick holes pretty well saturated. I've also got my finger pretty well saturated, so that's a pretty good sign that it's about ready to go. Although when we put it in the tank, we do still want to let it soak for a little while, just to be on the safe side. Of course, especially with higher powered coils, firing a coil when it's dry will fry that cotton wick in a right hurry. So, let's see if I can figure out how to screw this on here. Wipe my fingers off a little bit. And we can set this juice off to the side. Alright, so that's what the completed... Oh, no it doesn't. That is what the completed top end looks like, with a little mouthpiece on there now. So, this is a really beefy, like, coil and chimney combo. So that's why, if you can see on this guy, your max fill line is way down here by my nail. So I mean, it still is a 4mm tank, but it's not small. So again, tank fits together like that. and you have to pull the whole top end out to fill it up with juice. So let's actually grab this juice again really quick. And then we can fill up to the line. I always like to go a little bit under the max fill line, because of course if you go over and you shove the coil and chimney in there, it's just going to squeeze out all over the place. There we go, just right under the max fill line as such, and you can just squeeze it straight in there. You don't even have to worry about getting it in the right slot or anything like that. But what you do have to worry about is getting it in focus so that people can see it. Alright, let's try a little bit of this action. What do you think of that? Good enough, right? You can see there's juice in there. So then we can just screw it in, make sure you get the threads on straight, of course. And that's what it looks like. Nice and simple, right? So as I've said, we've got that 0.5 ohm coil in there. That is the coil that's going to fire at about 30 watts. So it's going to be a pretty high-powered coil. You know, you can use the 1 ohm coil that comes in the box as well, or you can also get what they call the CLRBA section for it, which is a rebuildable section. But of course, being a kit kind of more aimed toward beginners, most of you won't really be terribly interested in that, but it is available if you ever feel like you want to get into building. Alright, so we'll go ahead and bring it back up top and we'll see how she vapes. Alright, so that's how to set it all up, get the coil in there. Really simple process, right? Pretty quick part of the video. A couple other things to mention. It does charge through a micro USB port. Very simple. Most of your phones are going to charge with the very same thing. As far as the one single button goes, there are a couple different patterns to remember. Well, really just one and then a long press. So, to turn it on and off, all you do, just like anything else really, tap the fire button quickly 5 times. Then it's going to start flashing. Really what I do most of the time is just kind of mash on it until it does something. So right now you can see that the device is on because that little ring lights up. If it were off, you can turn it off really quick. Nothing happens. No light. So, 5 quick clicks again, we'll get it back on, flashing a few times, light is on, so we'll go ahead and vape on it and see what it's like. It's actually quite nice. It's very relaxed. If you want to have higher vapor production, but you don't necessarily want to go with like the huge boxes and like crazy big clouds, and maybe it's just uncomfortable for you, which it will be for a lot of people. You know, you got tar in your lungs or whatever, and the propylene glycol is trying to break that up, or even you're just not used to vaping. This is a really solid way to go, because you can get really good vapor production, and you don't have to get like super hot vapor or anything like that, and it's not crazy huge either. I mean, you can see it's really about as tall as my hand, and unlike Donald Trump, I have very large hands. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, so yeah, that's about all there is to it, guys. Just a really simple little stick battery device. Really good vapor production, or less if you want to go that way as well. It's a really good option for a beginner looking to get more vapor production, but they don't want something super huge, powerful, high heat, that kind of stuff. So it's got a really good comfort level to it and everything, and I think it's a good fit for pretty much everyone, really, if you're looking for a top airflow, just simple stick battery device. Maybe not the most pocket-friendly device in the world. You know, it's not tiny. You can see it's really about the same size as my hand in length, if not just a little bit shorter, and pretty thick as well. So if you've got larger pockets or not tight pants, or maybe even a coat pocket that you can put it into, that could work nicely. So if you've got like a really big box setup that does not fit in your pockets very well, then this can be a pretty good option while still remaining pretty high-powered. So if you guys have any other questions about it, please feel free to contact us. By all means, leave a comment. We love talking to you guys. We love clearing up any questions you have. Make sure to like if you like what I do to you. Don't like it if you don't like it. And subscribe if you want to get the latest and greatest videos from Vaporleaf. And that's going to be all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!